Hollywood just witnessed one of the most heartbreaking confessions in recent memory. Al Pacino, the legendary actor who spent decades refusing to tie the knot with anyone, has finally admitted his greatest regret, and it centers on the one woman he should have married but didn't. After Diane Keaton's shocking death in October 2025, sources close to Pacino reveal he's been haunted by a single phrase he used to say: "If it's meant to be, it's never too late for a do-over. Except now, it truly is too late." This is the story of Hollywood's most private romance, a 20-year love affair that ended in silence, and the devastating truth: Pacino can no longer escape. The year was 1971, and two relative unknowns were about to become immortalized in cinema history. Al Pacino and Diane Keaton met on the set of The Godfather, playing Michael Corleone and Kay Adams. But their real-life connection wouldn't ignite until a few years later. Keaton later confessed she was instantly drawn to him, describing Pacino as charming, hilarious, and absolutely gorgeous. The chemistry audiences saw on screen wasn't acting. It was the beginning of something neither of them could control. By 1974, they were together, and what followed was one of the most intense relationships Hollywood had ever quietly witnessed. For nearly 2 decades, Pacino and Keaton existed in a pattern that drove friends and colleagues crazy. They were on, then off, then back together again. Their romance wasn't the tabloid sensation it could have been, because both valued their privacy above everything else. In his 2024 memoir, Pacino admitted something he'd never said publicly before. Diane was different. While he typically waited for women to approach him, with Keaton, he actively pursued her. They worked together on all 3 Godfather films. Their on-screen marriage, reflecting the complicated reality of their off-screen bond. She was mad for him, and he couldn't imagine his world without her. But loving someone and marrying them proved to be 2 entirely different things. By 1990, after nearly 16 years of this exhausting cycle, Keaton had reached her breaking point. She wanted marriage, she wanted commitment, and she gave Pacino an ultimatum that would change both their lives forever. Marry me or we're done. For Pacino, a man who once described marriage as the entrance to the pain train, the decision paralyzed him. He loved her, but his fear of commitment ran deeper than his feelings. When he couldn't say yes, Keaton walked away. Their relationship ended right around the time they finished filming The Godfather Part 3. And the irony wasn't lost on either of them. The fictional marriage they portrayed on screen would outlast their real connection. What happened next seems almost impossible to believe. Both Al Pacino and Diane Keaton continued living in Beverly Hills, sometimes just miles apart, for decades. And they never spoke, not once. Pacino later explained that they had said everything that needed to be said, and reopening that door felt pointless. Friends described it as one of the strangest situations they'd ever witnessed. 2 people who clearly loved each other, living in the same city, yet maintaining complete silence. Then in 2017, something unexpected happened. Keaton was honored at the AFI Lifetime Achievement Award, and Pacino took the stage to pay tribute. In front of the entire room, he looked at her and said, "I love you forever." It was the first time in decades they'd publicly acknowledged what everyone already knew. On October 11, 2025, the entertainment world received devastating news. Diane Keaton had died at age 79. Her family kept the situation extremely private, and no official cause of death was released. But friends close to her revealed troubling details in the weeks that followed. Keaton's health had declined suddenly in her final months. Those who saw her noticed dramatic weight loss and signs that something was seriously wrong. Yet true to her nature, Keaton kept the struggle hidden from the public. The woman who'd spent her career controlling her image maintained that control until the very end. For Pacino, who hadn't spoken to her in years, despite that 2017 moment, The news hit differently than anyone expected. Sources close to Al Pacino paint a picture of a man drowning in regret. After Keaton's death, those around him say he's been forced to confront a painful truth he spent decades avoiding. One friend revealed that Pacino now admits Diane was the love of his life. The phrase he used to repeat, that it's never too late for a do-over, now mocks him. There are no more do-overs, no second chances, no opportunity to tell her what he should have said in 1990. Pacino, who went on to have 4 children with 3 different women, but never married any of them, apparently sees the pattern clearly now. He could commit to fatherhood, but not to the one woman who truly understood him. And that realization, according to those close to him, has been crushing. The tragedy of Al Pacino and Diane Keaton isn't just about a marriage that never happened. It's about 2 people who loved each other deeply, but couldn't overcome timing, fear, and pride. Keaton herself once said their relationship not working out was probably a blessing. That marriage would have been a nightmare for him given who he was. She never married anyone, adopting 2 children instead, and building a life on her own terms. Pacino never married either, despite multiple long-term relationships. In the end, 2 people who couldn't commit to each other also couldn't commit to anyone else. Now, with Keaton gone and Pacino left with nothing but memories and regrets, Hollywood is reminded that some love stories don't get happy endings. They just get time, distance, and the haunting question of what might have been if someone had been brave enough to say yes.